What's up, guys? Welcome to Unusual Suspects. We're here at Model Volleyball in South Beach, Miami. I have Kareem and I have Shane here with me today, and we're going to talk about some dating and conspiracy questions. So first off, would you rather date a politician, an athlete, an influencer, or an entrepreneur?
Athlete or entrepreneur?
Why?
Dedication, ambitious, and less shady stuff.
Those are great qualities. What about you, Shane?
Entrepreneur 100%.
You tell me why.
I've gone through the other three, and entrepreneurs are, well, actually all four. And entrepreneurs, that's all, yeah.
They have what it takes.
Yeah, they, different kind of breed, they know what they're doing, and a little bit more grit, determination, and, yeah, talk about the shady stuff. Those pro athletes, bro. Watch out. I'm kidding.
Oh, wow.
I'm kidding. But yeah, entrepreneurs for sure.
Very cool. What is the most attractive job a woman could have?
No
Yeah.
job?
Tell me why.
Yeah, I mean, if you can take care of your family without her having a job, that's attractive to me personally, so
I love that.
that's what it
I
is.
love that for him. I'm going to go ahead and say it would be sick if she could make more money than me. So essentially, like, a really nice job. Somewhere, like, higher up, secured in her, like, career, knows what she's doing. So, yeah, I would definitely prefer a woman who's, like,
Gotcha.
Get her stuff done.
Polar opposite answers right there. I think I would prefer, if I had a choice, I would like to be a wife and a mother first. But I would like to have a job that I could have at home. Like maybe I'd be a writer or something. I don't know.
That is a job, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Having a family, raising a family, that is
It's
a job.
total. It's
100%.
totally. So I want to hear the guys' answer on this one. We asked a lot of the female models that we have here today. So what is the best and worst way that you've been asked out, Shane? Or if you've been the one asking out, what was the best or worst way that you asked a girl out?
No. So recently, this is actually kind of funny. I've had a lot of traction in my DMs lately.
Okay.
And I would say the funniest one is a girl one day, she was like, hey, I had a dream about you. Like, you need to take me out. And I was like, excuse me? Like, is that how this works? And she's like, yeah, you're going to take me out, and then you're going to end up dating me. That happened. So she told me what to do. It happened, and that happened. And then the worst, I'm too successful. I don't think I've ever had a bad date. I don't think I've ever, no, my life's great.
So are you single or currently dating? Are you dating the psychic girl?
I am talking to someone currently.
Gotcha.
And I'm a faithful and loyal man, so she's the only one that I'm talking to currently.
I love that for
Yes.
you. Congratulations. Kareem, best and worst way you've either been asked out or asked?
So I'm not as lucky as this guy. My DMs aren't flooding like that. Not yet. Hopefully one day. Best way I asked someone out. Now, I don't know where I saw that. I learned it somewhere. I saw it somewhere online.
Yeah.
Replied to a post of hers. And I said, can I ask you a question? And waited till she responded. Waited 24 hours after that. And then I said, would you wear this out Friday night when I pick you up?
Oh, that's good.
And it worked. So
Wow.
it was a nice dress of a post.
That
And
goes hard.
it worked out. That was the best way.
Wow.
That goes hard.
That's the
Yeah.
best answer
Yeah.
I've
So-
ever
Yeah,
gotten.
that goes hard.
That's great. Awesome. Okay, now for my favorite part, the part you're all here for, the conspiracy questions. So first up, did we land on the moon?
You know what? I don't think we did.
Tell me why.
I want to believe that we did because, like, I want to believe that we did, but, like, the video quality's trash. It doesn't look
Interesting.
realistic enough to me. Like, I don't know. I don't think it happened.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I'm going to say allegedly, because this is
Allegedly.
one of our favorite words. But I'm leaning more towards no,
Tell me why.
because of a lot of different reasons, right? Part of it is the different pictures, seeing the quality of it. And two, I'm like, why haven't we done it since? That's probably the biggest argument for me. It's like, all right, there was a lot of wars back then between Russia, the US, the Cold War, everything else, and that was used as a power play from the US. So that's a conspiracy that I'm kind of leaning more towards, because we would have done it since if we have done it. So
I agree
That's
with
where I'm
you.
leaning
He's
towards.
actually using his brain over there. That's
Right?
That's odd.
The other things I find interesting is like who took the video of Armstrong when he was the first person that landed on the moon. Why was the flag waving? Why, does gravity not seem to work? How does a camera operate in space?
That's my question, especially in those times.
I've got 4 cameras in front of me right now, and I have no idea how they would work in space. Like, wouldn't they just freeze up?
Yeah.
So, very interesting.
And one of them, if you don't mind me adding, is
Absolutely.
one of the pictures, I believe he was on, like landing on the moon and there wasn't a shade or something like that. Like I saw it somewhere,
Yeah.
maybe we can find it.
Interesting.
But it was him landing and there wasn't a shade of him kind of
haven't
landing
seen that
down.
one yet.
I'll try and find it and I'll send it to you guys as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I love this. Okay, next up. So who do you guys think built the pyramids? There's a lot of different theories out there other than the Egyptians. But do we think Egyptians built it, or do you think that had to be something else, like advanced technology or aliens or...
Go for it.
Yeah, it's definitely aliens.
Oh, tell me why. Have you seen the pillars that they discovered underneath?
Yeah, recently, and that's
Yes.
so sick. Yeah, there's no way that there's people just dragging shit in the stuff in the sand and stuff like that. Like pull these levers. Yeah, cool. That's all great, but there's no way. It's way too heavy, way too cool. And also, I wish that there were aliens, so I'm kind of manifesting that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you believe in Area 51?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
What do you think's there?
Well, I believe that the movie Men in Black is based on a true story. Yeah, I said that. Yeah. Record that.
Wow.
Yeah, totally. We're literally just monkeys in a locker. Kidding. But no, I genuinely think that there's definitely greater life sources out there. I mean, it's infinite out there. And yeah, I would love if aliens were real, so I want them to be.
That is pretty cool.
All right.
Who built the pyramids, Kareem?
Can I flip this on you real quick? What's the
Absolutely.
biggest conspiracy theory that's happening around that right now? Because I haven't looked too much into it, and based on that, I can share a different perspective.
So literally last night I was on Instagram and I was messaging Vinny and Rob. And there's this new AI video. I don't know if you've seen it either, Brandon. There's this new AI video that shows like them going underneath the pyramids, the pillars that they found, and like all these sarcophagus are there. There's like underground caverns of water. It has to be AI. There's no way that's real. It just came out last night though, and like a lot of people started posting it. So that's the biggest conspiracy I've seen so far. Is that like, oh, there's this whole thing under there which is not there. But I've heard all sides of it, and what I'm of the belief that I don't know about aliens. And I don't know about advanced technology civilizations. Like, do I believe in Atlantis? Yes. So maybe that same thing could have happened in Egypt. I also think it's very strange that there are pyramids all around the world and how they all look exactly identical. I think that's very interesting as well. The craziest thing to me, though, is that they lived in a time where they didn't have social media. They didn't have, anything else to do. But
they didn't have electricity.
They didn't have electricity, but they were slaves, and they had nothing else to do but do this really impossible thing all day, every day. So I'm not 100% sure. I believe that they could have done it. I just don't understand how they could have, and we haven't been able to prove that yet. So that's what's very frustrating to me about it, which is why people are saying, like, well, I don't understand it, so it must be aliens, or it must be in advanced technology. I'm leaning less towards aliens, no offense, Shane, and I'm leaning more towards a civilization that was kind of like Atlantis, that had an ability to do it that we've just lost. There are things we've lost.
Yeah. I mean, it could be either or, right? And for me, again, I haven't looked too much into it to even come with a clear kind of stand on it.
Yeah.
It could be either or, right? I mean, we can't underestimate also the people back then, because they built, and this is why we're here as well. Without them, we wouldn't be where we are. So it could be either way. So
Okay, a very diplomatic answer. Next question. The JFK files were recently released with all this brand new information. So who do you think finally answered Killed JFK?
Very uneducated on the source, very open and honest. I have no idea. But if we're going to have fun with it, probably Team America.
So you think it was the CIA?
There's something shady in America, and I don't know what it is, but I think that there's something going on up top in the government of like, there's a lot going on. We all know that. So I have no idea, but America was probably like, yeah, let's get them out of here and bring in the next one.
Dang. Okay, Kareem?
say I would have to agree with that.
Okay.
Right? Haven't looked too much into it.
Yeah.
Again, it could be anybody. Mainly, it's more of that deep state that we always talk about. So who's behind all the killings? Who's behind everything else that's going on? And once they see someone that's a big threat, there's a way for them to take them down. Again, there's a lot of files of who helped and who didn't help. I'm not going to go into too much details there, but we never know. That's
Yeah.
kind of my stance on it.
I think there's a lot of options out there. There's a lot of possibilities. And I think because there are so many possibilities, we might never know the exact answer. But I also kind of think that maybe everyone played a part in it. Have you ever seen Murder on the Orient Express?
Yes.
It's
Ooh, I read the book, actually.
You read the book?
That was the
I
first
love
book
the
I ever read.
Really?
Yes.
Name
First
again?
book I ever read.
Murder on the Orient Express.
I'll have to read that.
It's
Yeah.
a great book. There's
It's like
an
this
old
big.
movie version of it. There's a newer movie version of it. And then I
Yep.
just watched a new movie the other day. Oh, a new TV show on Netflix called The Residence, which is it's not the same. I'm not ruining it for you because it's not the same, but they reference it in the TV show. And, but in Murder on the Orient Express, they're all kind of involved. So I kind of think the same thing. The CIA, everybody was kind of involved in the death of JFK. That's what I think anyway. So our next question is about Epstein. Who do you... So our next question is about Epstein. Did he kill himself or was he killed? Kareem?
He killed himself.
Dude was murdered.
Wow. I love my opposite answers, these guys. Okay.
Tell me why.
He didn't hang himself, dude. You can't do that when you're in prison. Like, if you've ever been to jail or prison, which I've never been, they take everything that you can do to hurt yourself. So, no, they hooked Homie up and they took him out.
We had a really great episode with his brother, I think, on PVD Podcast, and that interview was very eye-opening. So I totally recommend you guys watching that. They do not believe that he killed himself. I know this one makes me uncomfortable, guys, but I'm going to ask it. Do you think 9/11 was an inside job or was it terrorists only?
Or you ask me because I'm Arab? It's kind of racist.
How could you?
That's so messed up.
I'm not going to answer that.
Got it.
I'll go ahead. People hate America. It was probably a freaking terrorist attack. Like, I mean, people hate America.
Yeah.
Americans are stupid. We're rude. We're greedy. I mean, we do stuff we shouldn't as a American. I love America, by the way. But we'd be doing stuff that we shouldn't. So, I mean, it would be totally understandable if someone was like, hey, America, So
Yeah.
I think it was a terrorist attack.
My unusual suspects are going to hate me for this, but I also think that it was a terrorist attack. I know Brandon's screaming over there. I saw the only one that I'm not sure about is what is it, the World Trade Center? That one looked like it blew up.
Tower 7.
Yeah. The part where the wall, and maybe we could show this, the wall just blows open.
Yeah.
That was confusing to me. I don't understand how that was the same.
Tower 7 just blew without a plane hitting it.
Right. So that was the weird anomaly for me. Also, I've seen the video footage and seen the testimonies of like how the buildings fell and how it's confusing. But again, I feel like it's something that I can't explain. And I also think that, America is the leader of the free world, so it gets a lot of hate sometimes. So I'm leaning more towards that it was a terrorist attack and it was absolutely awful.
But part of it is also, I would lean more in terms of more of an inside job
Yeah.
kind of operation that allowed that terrorist attack to happen. Because a lot of that information, again, who was funding all those people?
That's
It was
right.
also America deep down, right? I mean, there was a
Yes.
lot of people that were doing it, and sometimes you get some of that insight. So if we want to go full circle back into it, unfortunately, it leads back into kind of the deep state or whoever we want to call it in America.
And
So-
you just reminded me, they knew about it, right? They got,
Yeah.
I remember that. We talked about it on the show. They got information ahead of time. So maybe I like what you, dang it. I really like what you
Yeah.
said. Because that we kind of enabled that to happen.
Yep.
I do believe that we had responsibility for that.
Pearl Harbor playbook.
Pearl Harbor playbook?
Yeah.
What these guys said.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
Well, they let Japan attack Pearl Harbor so they could
They let
justify getting
Japan attack Pearl Harbor. Oh.
Didn't it happen
Well,
again recently too?
I know. That's what I was just going to say, and I didn't want to say it.
That's the same playbook.
Yes. Okay, I think I agree with Kareem on that as well, but I didn't want to get there. Okay, last question. Hopefully it's way more fun. What was it?
weather manipulation.
Oh no, I don't like that one as much. I like the
Controversial.
The simulation.
Simulation theory.
I don't really like the
Someone
simulation.
doesn't like model volleyball, if that's the question. You guys are
Well, they've
done.
had.
Manipulated right now.
I've been doing model volleyball for 4 years now, and this is the only year it's rained this hard. So
Yep.
otherwise, it's been it was really good the past 4 years, and now it's just pouring down.
COVID?
Do you think COVID was a lab leak, or was it something else more nefarious? Nefarious.
That's one that like actually. All right. So I firmly believe that like to the deep state that he's talking about, I think that like America has its own sort of thing going on, and then I think that there's also like an international thing going on. And with the world population being way too high and all those kinds of things, I definitely think that there's some sort of population control behind it because like I'm gonna reserve other things that I want to say, but essentially like dog, that's fucking made up. Like that's not a real thing. Like I still don't believe it. That's really bad for me to say because people obviously lost their lives and stuff like that. I'm sorry for those people and everything like that and their families, but no. Well, yes, but like COVID's fake. Like they made that up. That's how I feel. That's terrible, but
Kareem.
Yeah. I would agree, right? I mean, it's definitely man-made. Obviously, there's a lot of people that died from it because it was also a sickness.
Yeah.
I don't think America was involved in that, to be honest. I think it's more China and what they're doing. If you go back to like the Art of War, Sun Tzu, like that Chinese kind of methodology to like win a war without even fighting it, right? From TikTok to COVID to a lot of small things. And obviously COVID was a big part to let kind of Biden and Trump get out of office, but maybe that's part of the strategy from China. I don't know if anyone was helping them from the US. That could be obviously a possibility, but it's definitely man-made, in my opinion.
to his point, can we talk about China real quick? I'm just
Go
kidding.
ahead.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm totally just kidding. I'm totally just kidding. But I have a lot to say about China, but no. To his point, yeah, I think it's a little bit above the American pay grade and more on like the Chinese pay grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
See?
Who runs the world?
China.
Whoa.
So the question was, who runs the world? Shane goes, China.
We don't even know it, guys. Yeah, they be running that shit.
I think it's the US. I think it's the US running the world. It's been like that.
We're allowed to because they're allowing us. You'll see.
Oh,
You'll see. They
I
have a
love it.
100-year plan. It's a thing.
You let them get rich though.
For a little bit. I mean, I like what Trump's doing because he's saying all y'all out of international people got to pay us now. That's cool, but no, I think China's going to win in the long run. I would bet my life savings against that. Yeah, they're powerful and smart.
You said China will win the long run.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Better
that's coming from a
start
deep
learning Mandarin.
American. Like I love America, but yeah.
Population problem where they're having not enough kids to replace their.
What about their population problem where they're not having
COVID.
enough kids? Oh,
COVID.
COVID.
We just went over this COVID. They're like,
And the
hey.
vaccine theory about, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's pouring rain, can I ask you guys a couple more questions?
Go for it.
Sure.
You
I'm actually
Sure.
kind of enjoying this. I'm like,
Good, I'm glad.
Do this again.
Nobody's nervous. This is great. Should RFK actually ban pharma ads?
Wait, what was the question?
Should RFK ban pharma ads?
Yes.
100%.
I love it. Do you think Elon Musk is doing a good job with Doge
So far.
so far?
Right, obviously unpacking and tightening it up, and obviously one is seeing everything that's been misguided, misspent on, everything, obviously all the waste that was there, but then obviously what's next, right? So far, yes, it's a good job, but I don't know what's gonna come next with it, so.
It's a meme coin. I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's either gonna do great or do terrible, but yeah, I don't have much to say about that.
How do you think Trump's doing after 2 months in office?
I mean, so far we're doing good, right? I mean, changed the most, obviously policies and a lot of different things in 2 months. Obviously from a consumer and from someone resident citizen living here, I feel like there's a lot of excitement and a lot of movement in terms of the American people and everyone living here. Obviously with a lot of recession talks, we don't know how that will go, but so far I think we're doing good and America is on a good track. So we'll see. And even with all the war stopping, so that's also a big point.
That's a big one.
Have you guys noticed the gas prices? Shout out. That's sick. And ultimately, I think, the dude's on track. I mean, the dude's going to get some stuff done, ideally, and hopefully. And, I think I'm on board for what's going on.
All right, I've got a fun one since you mentioned gas prices. Inflation is still a little up there. What's one thing that you used to buy that's now, like, super expensive that you're like, oh, I wish it was back to regular prices?
Go for it. I got to think about that one.
Chocolate milk, eggs, literally any sort of freaking protein. Like, it's absurd. Eggs are too much. Chocolate milk is like $6.39 a gallon. Yes, I know that precisely.
Wow.
Just protein, dude. I eat a lot. Like, just food. Lower the food prices and I'd be cool. You know?
For me, to be honest, and it might not sound great, but I try not to worry about that as much because I can't control it. I'm like, I have to spend it, I'm going to have to spend it anyways. Like, obviously now you cut on a few things, like, oh, maybe not the excess stuff that we don't need, right? But if it's food, we kind of have to worry about it. So not one specific thing. It's just the credit card bill ramping up every single month, so.
Getting higher and higher. Last question, is Bigfoot real?
Possibly, I don't know.
I really, really, really want Bigfoot to be real, and Yetis, and Sam Squanches, but I don't think they are. They would have been found by now by me and my homies, to say the least. Trust me on that. So I don't think they're real. They would have been found by now, like evidently found by now, for sure.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. This has been Kareem and
Thank you.
Shane with amazing answers, sometimes opposite answers, but that's why I love having these conversations, because even I get to learn myself, and I hope you do too. Let us know your comments and thoughts below, and we'll see you next episode. Bye.